One thing about New York is that you're going to run into somebody famous and not realize it.
Yeah.
And
I can see that.
yeah, I grew up around the drug era, the drug epidemic era.
Everywhere? Was it everywhere?
It was everywhere. That's where the whole New Jack City came from.
Oh, Nino Brown,
yeah,
Nino
exactly.
Brown and them.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It was based on it.
Yeah.
Would you say that New York is like a place where you see all races?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even though racism still occurs.
Yeah, I bet.
But I met some of the greatest people over there that Jay-Z, Biggie, everybody that you saw in that hip-hop era.
Yeah.
Were going around different neighborhoods putting themselves out there.
That's so cool.
And
So, I want to hear the Mike Tyson story that you got.
Mike Tyson.
That's what I want to hear. The Mike Tyson. 'Cause you told me he was from around there.
Yeah, he's from Brownsville.
Yeah.
He's from Catskills in Brownsville. So the fucking stupid motherfucking thing that ever happens is Mike Tyson. Family friend.
Okay.
He
Welcome to the Edgyverse podcast. This is episode 17, I believe. Yeah, episode 17. We're here. Got my guests today, my buddy George
What's going on?
and Tyshawn. We are talking about New York, and the upbringings of Tyshawn. You know, how he grew up in New York, man. What's that like, man? Being in New York, because I know it's Oklahoma, so it ain't nothing compared to it, you know.
Oklahoma is much more laid back to New York City. I do believe that you said that you had a friend who also came from New York. I think he was a different area from where I'm from.
Yeah, Aaron, he was supposed to be on this episode as well, but he is in Chicago right now. His baby shower and everything. So,
Well, congratulations for him.
so, but yes, congratulations to him, the new baby and all. I was supposed to go, but I'm broke, so
Yeah.
not go. But big ups to him. He'll be on a few other ones. He's a very talented dude. You know, he works out there in New York and everywhere else too as well. So, yeah. But how was it growing up there, though, bud?
Growing up in, I know I don't look it, but I am a 78 baby. So
78.
I know, just 78. Oh, no. Growing up in New York in the 90s, on the other hand, is it was a rough one, and guarantee your buddy can contest to it.
I mean,
It was
he's younger.
He's still got it rough. I mean,
Where were you from?
I'm from Brooklyn, New York.
Brooklyn
in the house. You might hear some words that are going to come out from my accent that I hide a lot, but it's going to happen.
It's all good. We want the authenticity of it, all right?
Yeah, so Brooklyn, New York, grew up in the neighborhood of Brownsville. Brooklyn is one of the 5 boroughs in New York City.
Yeah.
In Brooklyn, you have a whole bunch of different districts, which we call neighborhoods. Brownsville, Canarsie, Flatbush, Flatlands, Cypress Hills. I know, not the singing group, or the rap group. East New York. Everybody heard of Canarsie because Jay-Z always said it.
Canarsie.
Yeah. Canarsie, yo. Canarsie, Jay-Z, Rockefeller Records. You know, he says all that
That's
stuff.
where he's from, I'm guessing?
I think he
he's
was
from the
either
Marcy
from,
Projects or
yeah,
something.
he's from Marcy. He went to school in Canarsie.
Okay.
Canarsie High School. But there's a whole bunch of different sections and all that stuff. I grew up around the drug era. The drug epidemic era.
Everywhere? Was it everywhere?
It was everywhere. That's where the whole New Jack City came from.
Oh, Nino Brown?
Yeah,
Nino
exactly.
Brown and them?
Exactly.
See that?
It was based on it. When I was growing up, we had multiple things that was going on at the same time, from the drugs to the, as I would call it, insurance fraud.
Insurance fraud.
Which was the apartment complexes that were burned down and all that stuff.
So they were getting burned down like on purpose?
Intentionally, yeah.
By people who own them, I'm guessing, to get the money?
Exactly.
Oh, wow.
And you can look it up. Anybody can look it up on like insurance fraud. Person puts money down or get a loan for an apartment complex. They renovate it, get people move in. easiest way to make money is to get it burnt down and
then they
collect
get
the
a
insurance
check.
claim at the same time. Have evidence, quote unquote, evidence of somebody who is on crack or whatever, and
Say they did it.
yeah, exactly.
Oh wow!
That's-
So they would find somebody who was doing drugs.
Or they'll just have the items of the drugs and
Put
just
it on the news.
just
and
spread it out.
And say that it was a person that was a tenant there that set the apartment
Yeah,
on fire.
exactly.
That is crazy.
Yeah,
That's wild.
yeah,
Like
it's
a
wild.
crack pipe can do this to a fucking high rise
Yeah.
project.
Yeah,
I think they did that in Hawaii, and I think they did that in Cali recently too.
yeah.
Recently, you think?
I think.
Oh, you talking about that big fire and all? Well,
I think it's
we're off the topic, but
It is.
that was because of that whole area. They had warned them.
Mm-hmm.
They had warned them a long time ago that they needed to get water, like in the fire. There's no water in the fire hydrants at all.
Yeah.
So that's why the insurance pulled out from that. Why, like all those insurance companies that were insuring those homes pulled out. They let them know ahead of time.
So that
Before they
that's
even
different,
canceled
'cause the
it.
insurance actually pulled out.
Yes, because they did not do any type of corrections to that area.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's why.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, to what you said, Ty,
Yeah.
about insurance fraud, that's crazy.
That was a
Like a normal thing.
normal occurrence during the time in the 80s.
Like you wake up and then you just see something burning.
Yeah, literally. And so in New York, you have the 5 boroughs in New York City.
Uh-huh.
Okay, and then we have this little dangly thing. We called it the penis, but it's called Long Island.
What?
So
I would not know that at all. I wouldn't.
Growing up, that's what we called it. It's like the 5 boroughs. You have Brooklyn, Queens, Bronx, Manhattan,
But
and
y'all
Staten
fought
Island.
because of that too.
Oh yeah. Well, Long Island was a totally different, separate portion that we didn't count as New York City.
Yeah.
So, if you're from Brooklyn, every neighborhood, every area that you live, even the projects, you beefed with each other.
Mm.
And
Penis.
still on a penis thing. So, I came from Brownsville.
Yeah.
And there's a couple of little areas in Brownsville that were projects.
Mhm.
So my grandmother, my uncles, and aunts lived in Marcus Garvey Village, which is now
Marcus Garvey. Isn't he a famous person?
Mm-hmm. He's a famous person.
Yeah, I heard.
Now people are going to look at
Pretty much one of the
look at
Marcus Garvey.
Yeah.
It's a thing because the battle rappers would use his name and
yeah.
stuff like that. Marcus Garvey. I need to look him up too.
Yeah.
It's one of the first. I think he's one of the first most popular Pan-African people. So he would pretty much, people that put out a message that said just go back to Africa and things would be better for you.
Marcus Garvey was one of
He
those.
foot stomp stuff
Yeah.
like that.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So you have these projects, which history on the projects. They decided to make this project as what it was named,
Yeah.
to put people in low income families into these high rises, and these high rises were become the projects and poorly funded, but
Yeah,
everybody
of course.
lived. I lived in Tilden projects until I moved to Houston, Texas for 2 years, and then went back.
How old were you when you moved?
I was going into 5th grade,
Didn't
5th
know
and
that.
6th grade, and
know
then we went back to New York. And
So, hold on. So you lived in New York till you was in the 6th grade,
Fifth
and
and
then
sixth.
5th, 6th grade,
Yeah.
and then you up and moved to Houston.
yeah, because my mom got a job over there in Houston. She was a nurse.
Oh,
So-
okay.
And then
Was it like a contract type of thing or something?
no, it was more. She got married, and got a job there in
Yeah.
Houston, so we moved there, and marriage didn't work. But she's still cool with the person.
Yeah.
But we moved back to New York, moved to East New York, which is the neighboring district
Okay.
from Brownsville.
So was this a better place than where y'all were at when y'all was in, Tilden?
In a way, yeah. Tilden's was just give you a clarity on it.
Yeah.
One apartment building,
Okay.
16 floors.
16.
I know, 16 floors.
That's fucking crazy.
And they has 2 elevators, but those elevators
Hold on.
really
Hold
didn't
that
work. Go ahead.
I live in Oklahoma my whole life.
Yeah.
So when you say 16 floors,
Yeah.
I'm like, shit. Most apartments is like maybe 4, maybe
Yeah,
5.
3 at
Yeah.
most, yeah.
Maybe if it's
Yeah.
like a really nice, like, one is like 5 floors,
Yeah.
but 16.
There were apartments out there in New York City that are like 20 floors.
Oh, I know.
Yeah. Central Manhattan to lower Manhattan, if you get an apartment there, it's like probably 30 floors
Yeah.
up, like a penthouse skyrise type thing. You have to have money for. But Tilden Projects was 16 floors. I think Howard Houses had a 20 floor. I think, I'm not sure. Manhattan.
So how many people in that building you think lived in there? The one that y'all just
So
moved into?
Tilden's was, if you went from 1A to 1H, I would say. So, and you count every floor from there, and then all the way up to 16 floors. So that gives you how many families lived there. So
Was it nice?
it
Like
was all right.
you live in apartments out here?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's smaller than
Even
that.
apartments,
No, I'm just saying,
yeah.
like the hall. I'm going off like you walk in the hallway, stairs. Was it nicer than like our regular shit that
it's
we got
not,
out
It's
here?
not nicer than you.
It's not nicer.
It's not nice
Ours
at
is
all.
nicer.
Yeah, and more spacious. I mean, 16 floors. We lived on the 16th floor. My mom had 3 kids during the time. There's 4 of us.
Are you the oldest?
I'm the oldest.
You're the oldest.
I'm the oldest.
Oh wow.
I'm the
Okay.
oldest. All boys.
All boys.
All boys.
Okay.
And in order for you to do, during the time 80s and 90s, in order for you to do laundry or shopping,
Mhm.
you had to go down to the laundromat and
Oh, y'all didn't have your own. Y'all didn't have your own laundry in the building. Didn't have their own laundry.
if you did have a building that had a laundromat, that would be in the basement floor.
And what we talking? Like an actual laundromat? Or are we
like
talking
a
like?
actual laundromat.
Okay.
It
What?
was the apartments laundromat, but it was in the basement.
Yeah, it was in the basement area.
Okay.
So, quickest reference I can give you on that is Brooklyn's Finest with Don Cheadle.
Yeah. I seen that movie.
That's my neighborhood.
No
Oh,
way.
Yes, that's my
I didn't
neighborhood.
think about that.
Wow.
They filmed most of that in Van Dyke Projects, which is a little bit over. It's the neighboring projects next to Tilden's.
Okay.
So, remember when he went to rescue the girls in the basement?
Yes.
That's where the laundromat is.
Shut up.
Yeah,
That's kind of scary.
I know it is.
Yeah.
Or you can go to a regular laundromat, which is like right across the street, like a supermarket.
It was
type
more
thing.
safer to go across the street,
Yeah,
probably,
more
huh?
than likely.
Yeah.
Because you don't know who you're gonna run up on back
In a
there.
basement.
In the basement.
Yeah.
And what they're doing during the time, they can be shooting up or doing something else.
Wow,
yeah.
man.
Yeah.
So you said when you were going through like 5th or 6th grade, that era right there, that
Yeah.
was the era of them burning down buildings,
Before 5th and 6th grade, yeah.
and then a lot of drugs over there,
A lot of drugs.
a lot of pookies. You see a lot of pookies out there.
In a way, yeah.
Man, what's the craziest thing? What's the craziest thing you think you saw when you were a kid, like dealing in that time? What would you think?
Craziest thing I have ever saw.
Or name something that was just outrageous.
Eagles. Craziest thing I ever saw was, generally we grew up and we see kids who don't really listen get hit by cars.
What?
Because we don't cross in New York City. We don't cross at a crosswalk unless you're in Manhattan, because there's a lot of traffic there.
You don't cross the street on the crosswalk
Yeah,
because
you just-
people don't care, I guess.
It's,
But
it's
people
like
just don't
the
care.
easiest way. Why would I go to the corner and just go through a crosswalk?
Easier to break a rule
Yeah.
than follow a rule.
It's they don't write you
Jaywalking
jaywalking
thing,
home.
they don't do
No,
that?
They don't do that.
Good luck.
But the easy craziest thing I ever I remember now.
There it is.
High school.
You went to high school in New York, right?
Yeah, of course.
Was that were you a freshman? Were you a freshman in New York when y'all lived? When y'all went to Houston, how long was y'all in Houston for?
2 years.
So
and that was elementary, 5th grade, and then 6th grade, and was in middle school.
okay.
And then we moved back to New York.
And what grade was you in when you moved at?
7th and 8th.
7th and 8th.
Yeah,
So you did 7th and 8th back in New York.
exactly. And then went to high school.
Then went back to high school. Okay, so high school. Let's go there.
Okay. Believe it was freshman year of high school. My uncle, God rest his soul, Vietnam vet. He usually when I come home for school, I go visit my grandmother, and then I visit my uncle, who is the next block over in Marcus Garvey. So I will have to backstory you on the whole high school stuff and New York life.
Okay,
thing.
yeah.
But the craziest thing I saw was I went to see and talk to them, and of course, it's like, hey,
your uncles.
yeah, my uncle
Okay.
and my uncles and my grandmother, and I usually do that. That's my routine. He tells me, hey, you should be getting home soon because, it's getting dark out here and all this other stuff. You got work to do and all that stuff. I was like, yeah, I'll get it done, this and that. But I took a couple of extra moments to talk to him, right? So luckily I did.
Hold on, to talk to your uncle.
Yeah, talk to my uncle. Like,
Who was the one calling you, telling you to come home, that you got to?
no, he knew that, like, hey, you got work to do. This is a school week.
Yeah.
You should go home. And
because you was at your uncle's house.
Yeah, I was.
Oh, I got you. I follow you.
Yeah, so he looks at me. He's like, time or whatever case may be. But I took some extra time to talk to him. Of course, they know how stubborn I am. So right when I tell him, see you later, blah blah blah, and then I start walking home. And yes, we walk all the way, everywhere. So you have to have your New York legs for it. But
Yeah, because that's New York,
So I was crossing into Brownsville Projects, which is across the street from Tilden Projects, going to East New York. So as I walked there, some guy on a bike already pulled up in front of me, pulls out a gun, starts shooting, and I'm like, "That's a gun!"
Like right in front of you,
Right in front of me, like facing the same way I'm going.
He
shooting
gets
at
off a motorcycle or a bicycle?
he's on a regular bike.
Gets off a bike.
No, he didn't get off of it. He's still on the thing.
Oh, shit.
Pulls out a gun, points it at whoever he's aiming at, and start popping off. And I'm right there. I'm like, that's a gun. I'm going this way.
Still walking?
Yeah, I'm running. I'm
You
running
ready
at
to-
it until I get clear. Like, is he in sight? I'm cool. Good beans. So if I didn't took that moment to delay that walk, I'd probably be in front of that gun.
That's crazy.
Because it came so fast.
Yeah,
Like,
it came so fast.
oh wow.
crazy.
Yeah. That's wild, bro.
Yeah.
Like if you were
So-
across the street or anything.
Second thing was when my first year in the military, and I came home to visit, of course.
Hold on. We'll get to the military.
Yeah, we get to the military.
I need to know more about high school because we didn't jump
Okay.
from the youth to
Well,
high
you said
school.
the craziest thing I saw.
Yeah,
So this
yeah.
the second thing is after like it has nothing to do with military. I was in the military during the time, but I was visiting.
Yeah.
So the second thing I'm gonna touch on this was I get home, me and my cousins are at the bodega. Bodega is this corner store for anybody who doesn't know. I'm gonna clarify a whole bunch of stuff. If you need an explanation, you can email me or Cash App me. I'm not Cash App, but so we go and get something to eat. Something quick, like a small sandwich or stuff. I'm fresh out, Lord Jesus, fresh out of that's your pup.
Yeah.
So I'm fresh out of military at my first base and all that stuff. So I'm there. We get out of the store, the corner store. You see across the street, same place, same projects. Guy in a black hoodie shooting after one guy. The other guy gets hit. Right? He runs towards us, and the other guy just runs off into Tilden.
The guy who got shot
Yeah, the guy got shot. He
comes
got
running
hit.
towards y'all?
Comes running towards us,
Oh,
collapsed
no.
right in front of us.
No.
The other guy was gone. I know you like nah. So we're like trying to help him out. Like he got shot in the back.
Gave him first aid.
Yeah, was giving him first aid, and cops rolls up like real quick, and they are already trying to slap cuffs on him. on
the
this guy.
dude who got
the
shot.
victim, yeah, the victim.
Wow.
And we're like, all of us, even the store owner was like, he's the one that got shot. He is the victim.
Yeah.
Who shot him? It's like, we don't know. He had a black hoodie and he ran into the projects. Like, you're going to find him.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's the second thing.
Damn, that's crazy,
Yeah,
though.
it's-
It's like it was hard to probably find anybody in a situation like that because they just run right back in the projects.
Exactly. If they were wearing the same thing, they can blend in. So, that was the craziest part. Because
Yeah, that's crazy.
Was you ever approached by anything like that?
I'm always
Like with
approached
gangs
by
and stuff like that?
There's a lot of people who approach you. When I was growing up,
Yeah.
it was more of a, you're from this projects, what are you doing in our projects?
Oh,
it was
yeah.
not more like a blood crip thing. It was more, if you're from this projects, what are you doing here?
Yeah.
Or somebody doesn't recognize you, who are you?
Yeah.
So that will dabble in more into me talking about the school systems and all
Yeah.
that stuff. So,
Let's get into that.
oh, you want to get into it?
Let's
What do you
let's
want?
let's,
What do you
let's
want?
get
What do you
into
want?
the school
So,
systems.
Elementary school. Let's go for it. Let's go
Let's
for
get
it.
to the school systems.
So, anybody who can look this up, they can always look it up. PS 183 is my elementary school before I moved to
Say it again.
PS 183. Public school 183, number 183.
So okay, so
They have their names.
They do
but
have names.
They
like,
do have names. Do I remember PS 183's name? No, I don't.
You just remember
I
PS
just
183. Okay,
183.
okay.
So,
Wow, that's cool.
yeah, so it was on Riverdale Avenue Drive, something like that, whatever it is. Somebody's going to fact check me on that. But PS 183 from K through 4th grade was a good experience. Is the main one of many public schools that most of us went to in that region in Brownsville. Infamous, or should I say famous, of my principal, elementary school principal.
Mhm.
I told you before about my principal, Miss Bonnie Epps, who is Omar Epps' mother,
Oh wow,
the actor. Yeah,
Omar Epps' mother was your principal.
she was
at
my
your
principal.
school.
Yeah,
Interesting.
it was first Dr. Young, who was our principal, and then when he retired, she came into play.
So did she? Did he go to that school too? He didn't go to that school.
No, he was already old enough to be. He was actually in the start of his acting career.
Dang, I keep thinking you're the same age as him.
Damn it!
Apologize.
Why are you thinking
I apologize.
old?
That was
I'm really old
you,
now.
You're not. You're really not. But I was just assuming. I was assuming.
Yeah,
I was making assumptions. My bad. My bad. Okay.
So yeah, Bonnie Epps, Miss Bonnie Epps, she was my elementary school principal, and two of my 3 brothers.
Yeah.
So there was an incident that happened to me. Was in 3rd grade, I hit my head, got a concussion. Of course, medical advancements during the time. Nowadays, you know that if somebody has concussion, don't let them go to sleep. I fell asleep when I was young,
Oh,
but
wow.
during that time,
They didn't know.
They didn't. Of course, they didn't know that much about it and stuff. But they didn't know I hit my head during recess. I remember twice I came to, and that was it. I was done, and went to the hospital, of course. But after that, especially in high school, when I went to pick up my brothers, she would always say, "How's your head?" And she remembered me. It's like from 3rd grade, and I'm in high school picking
Yeah.
up my brothers.
So hold on. Did that school go all the way up to high school, or
Yeah.
it went
What?
all the way up to high school?
No, PS
Okay,
no.
okay.
PS 183 was elementary. It was K through 6.
Okay.
The 6th grade was the advancement
Yeah.
class. Or yeah.
They did something like that out here in
Yeah.
Oklahoma at one point in time.
And then
I think they still do.
we had middle school, but you guys call it middle school. In New York, we call it junior high school.
Yeah, junior high.
Yeah.
We call it junior high here too. I mean, it's just either. It's either.
Yeah. So I went from junior high school, JHS 275, Thelma James Hamilton.
Say
I
it
remember
again.
that name.
Say it again.
JHS 275.
These names is killing me.
Yeah, I know.
Because you still remember about
Yeah,
the
I know. I
numbers
remember
and
a
stuff.
lot of
It's crazy.
things.
Don't remember the name of the school, but we
I
remember
remember
the numbers.
JHS 275, which was it was more of a influence to my actual life.
Okay.
Yes, PS 183 was, but I learned more.
PS 183.
Yeah.
It's like Star Trek ships. What ship do you?
PS-183.
NSS 8262.
PS-183. Can you hold up 1 second? 1 second. We'll let PS-182 go first. That's what it sounds like. Sound like a bus call or something.
Oh yeah, trust me.
But go ahead.
So 275 was the epitome of me getting to comics and drawing myself. Getting into artwork.
Okay.
That's where I met a lot of good people. From my buddy Artique, Noellen, a couple other people, Christian. Got more into basketball during that time.
You was a hooper?
I was a hooper.
Was
My body is not in shape now. Had too many surgeries.
Oh,
yeah, I know.
Did you have a hook shot or did you have a jumper?
No, that was Christian.
No one his age probably had a.
Yeah, shut the fuck up.
had that. Hey, he said Kareem is his favorite. He probably had that Kareem hook.
No, I didn't. Kareem is his favorite. I was more of a New York Knicks fan, but
I know you and I know you.
We had to bow down to that one guy called the Michael Jordan. I mean, he tore the Knicks up, and but we was like, but it's Jordan.
But it's Jordan.
Such a frustrating team.
It's like, yeah.
Every time Spike Lee over here yelling.
that was an event like during the basketball.
Put him in the game.
Yeah.
Here.
So yeah, it went to JHS 275, and during that time, that was like around the good golden years of hip hop to rap coming out.
Golden years. Who was golden years to you?
To me, that was golden.
Golden years. What?
Yeah,
what year?
What year?
What year was that?
That was like 90s.
90s, like Biggie and all them.
90 to 90.
When
like 93. Yeah, 90 to 93.
Right when like Biggie and the Locks and everybody was about to start coming out. Mary J. Blige.
Yeah, everybody started popping.
I think even LL was around already, but.
Ladies love Cool J.
He's still dope too.
Yeah, he is.
That last album.
I met him once.
You met LL?
Yeah, met him once by accident. I got starstruck.
Really? Lost for words.
I was like a little girl, like that's LL. What happened was my uncle that I told you about, Vietnam vet, he passed, and I went up there while I was in the military. For his funeral. Mm-hmm. So flew in LaGuardia Airport, went to the funeral. On the way back home, coming back to Oklahoma, sitting there in line, and that's when they started doing the kiosk things, and they started pushing that stuff. I was like, oh, how am I supposed to check in and all that stuff? It's like, oh, you can use the kiosk over there. I'm like, okay, how do you? It's like brand new. So.
And LL was like, let me show you what to do.
Yeah, they did. They actually did. So, yeah. I get over there, right? You gotta know. But it's true. It's true. I'm like, it's like brand new stuff that they started doing. And I get back, they call my name, like I'm got baggage to check. So this big dude in a specially made suit, which was I found out that was his security guard, dude, bigger than a wrestler. He's like, Mr. Todd is coming in. He'll be in a couple of minutes.
Mr. Todd?
Yeah, and he's like, he looks at me. Yeah, Todd
Mr.
Smith. Yeah,
I know.
Yeah. So he's like, Mr. Todd, and it didn't click to me.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, who's this big motherfucker? Please don't hurt me. And he's like, oh, I'm sorry, little man. You all right? You was in line? I was like, I'm good. And it's like, I'm not gonna fight this dude. And like, he got spray painted suit on him. Like, you can see the muscles and rips and through that black dude too. And I'm like, okay. I'm good. You go ahead first. And so I finally checking my baggage and stuff, and then I'm going to the ticket counter and all that stuff, and I'm just standing there, and then I see this Puerto Rican couple, and they walk this way, and the guy's walking this way, and the Puerto Rican couple's like, oh my god, and they both all do this and stuff. I was like, what the fuck are they doing? Who is this person? As soon as he turned around, New York Yankees cap.
Yeah.
Light-skinned motherfucker named LL Cool J.
Do you have sunglasses on?
Huh?
You have sunglasses on?
No, he didn't have sunglasses.
All right.
I was like, he's just looking. He's like,
Oh, he gave you the head nod?
Gave everybody the head nod.
Hey, he didn't do the lip thing, though.
No, he didn't do the lip. No, he gave the head nod, and I'm like, wait a minute, that's LL Cool J. And that's my voice got high.
Yeah.
Like, that's LL Cool J. That's all. And the woman in front of me was like, that's the rapper. I was like, that's LL Cool J. And I was, and then as soon as he like left, I'm like, had the bag, and I had to carry on.
Yeah.
I was like, wait a minute, I got a camera right here. What the fuck? And I missed my opportunity right there.
Man.
Missed my opportunity.
At least he gave you the head nod.
Yeah, he gave everybody a head nod. Like,
That's a
what's
cool
up?
dude.
What's up? Like,
That's my Captain America.
Let's get back to the school thing. So
Okay.
let's go. We were in middle school now.
middle school, yeah.
Middle school now.
So middle school, that's where a lot of my comic book collection happened.
Yeah.
A lot of my influence with other friends, my networking with other people from other neighborhoods.
Where did you go at that age? I know you wanted to be inside the house. Did y'all go and venture out anywhere?
From the time that you in New York, from the time that you start walking,
Yeah.
to the time that you are in a wheelchair, even if you are in a wheelchair, you're fucking outside.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That's
Like, did y'all have like a group? Did you have like a
Oh, yeah.
group of friends? Y'all was just all up the street and
So
everything?
mostly, I hung out with my family members.
Yeah.
Which are my cousins. Mainly, I call them. They are so close.
So
to
family
me.
was tight back then too, huh?
Family was
Super
extremely
tight.
tight.
Yeah.
Like with my family, they say, and this is the legend, which is true.
Okay.
You're better off fighting a Smith male than a Smith female.
Is that what is your last name? Smith?
Yeah, Smith.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. You're better off fighting against a Smith male than a Smith female.
Oh, the females have hands.
Females will rip your throat out. Like us guys, we had hands. We actually show sympathy.
Yeah.
Like,
the females.
okay, I knocked you out or I knocked you down. You good? Let me pick you back up. The females, they don't want to like leave remains.
Oh, wow.
You have to pull them off.
Some savages.
And they will fight both men and women. They don't care. But in New York, that's life. That's life. You will, if you fight, if you throw hands and you think you can fight somebody, it doesn't matter if you're male, female, gay, lesbian, it doesn't matter.
Man.
White, black, if you was Buddhist, Christian, anybody fight. Anybody would fight. And that was their upbringing. You fought or you ran. And you better not run.
You better not run.
You better not run. And that's one of the statements. Oh, that's one of the sayings that we always had in Brownsville. Never run, never will.
Never run, never will.
Never run, never will. Brownsville. That's our saying.
Okay, I didn't know.
So you fight, either you win, lose, or draw. You fight. So that. But getting back on the school, now those were my influences. Networking with other friends. Just, hey, this person lives in this neighborhood. This person lives in this neighborhood.
Yeah.
They hit me up. So if they cross in the neighborhood, who are you looking for? And you will always get challenged too. It's like, who are you? Who are you looking for? And a person will be like, yo, I'm here looking for such and such. What do you got for it with him? Why you taking a picture of me?
What's up?
So they will check you and see if you belong there or not. And if you knew somebody that you hung out with over there, oh, trust me, they'd be like, okay, all right, you're good. And when it came to fighting, like if you fought somebody in another projects, and say if you got jumped.
Was it always like a display, like people would crowd and everybody?
Oh, yeah. They used to circle you around.
Everybody knew everybody, huh?
Yeah, everybody knew everybody. It's like people circle you around, especially after school, and be like, okay, go fight. And they just try to push you into each other to spark it, grab your hand, have you hit the person to start it. Yeah, trust me, it happens.
That's crazy.
It happens. So, but you fought. Whoever determines the winner, whoever. But like if you get jumped, you make it even. You always make it even. if you got jumped and somebody, you go get your boys or get your girls.
I mean, but that sounds like that's. I feel like that's all us when we were kids, though.
Yeah,
that's school, that's high school, that's middle school. That's all
but
that.
it was more frequent in New York because of the conglomerate of multiple people in one location. So
that makes sense.
And if you walk through a neighborhood, you better know somebody. Like I said, if they don't know you, they're gonna throw hands. And if you knew somebody, it's like, yo, I'm hanging out with this. If somebody knew you, it's like, oh yeah, I know that person. Yo, I play ball with him. And
let's get on some of the good of New York.
Good in New York.
Tell me about the food. Tell me about the food out there.
You want the food?
I want to know about the food. Like, is it really?
It's really delicious. It's delicious. Reason why I'm saying it in a deep voice for all the audience. If you ever go to New York, it's delicious.
What's the best thing in New York for you that you like to go to? Like, anytime you go back to visit and stuff, what's the place you got to go to?
Got to go to a pizza restaurant, and the pizza is like
authentic.
Big slice. A slice like that big.
That big.
That makes sense.
Really?
Yeah, really.
Why's your eyes so?
Because when I tell people, I want you to look in my eyes and know that I'm telling the truth.
For real.
Like for real.
How much did the slice cost back then?
Even right now, back then before I left the military, it was like about $1.25, $1.50.
You know how much?
But now it's like maybe $2.50.
$1 back then.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
You can still in New York.
You said $1.50?
Yeah,
it used to be $1.50.
Like, yo,
$1.50.
$1.50 is non-existent anywhere. I know. For a slice of pizza.
Now I think it's about $2.50,
$20 now.
A slice of pizza about $2.50.
$2.50?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Not if it ain't that here, it definitely ain't that in New York.
Do you understand?
Look, I'm
that food is cheaper in New York.
I don't believe that.
I would say $2.50. No, it's right now. $2.50. Last time I was there was last year.
And we going down there in July too. I'm gonna take my daughter with me.
Before you look something up, make sure it's an authentic Italian restaurant, not one of those like tourist areas. Because if you go to the tourist areas,
you tripping.
What?
You tripping. This mother.
What?
How much you say it is right now?
About $2.50.
$2.50.
$2.50.
It says in New York City, a one-topping pie costs an average of $33.65.
That is a pie. The whole.
Hold on. A large cheese pizza costs around $28.60, and a plain slice can be found for $3 or more. Okay. All right.
About $2.50.
All right.
Average. Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah.
Okay.
See, he tried to fact check me. I just got back from in August. So
is there ever like so you said the food is good.
Yeah, food is
pizza's good. Italian food is always like
for me, I love Italian food.
Okay.
Lasagna is my go-to.
Did y'all ever have like areas in like your neighborhood that like everybody would go to? What was the spot?
Everything. It was everything.
All the food, like I'm guessing there was like a lot of family owned places. That was
there's
around
a
that area
whole
too, right?
bunch of family owned. I think it's getting less and less now,
just because of gentrification. You think?
Yeah, it is. So you had the Italian restaurant where the place I went to, he doesn't work there anymore, but the owner was Mario. His name, I know, was weird. His name. Not the one in Super Mario Brothers, but his name was Mario, and they literally would toss up the dough of pizza, and then fresh mozzarella because the Italians make fresh mozzarella, and they do all of that stuff there. The best Italian food, like lasagna, the meatballs, and spaghetti, and all that stuff, was in Bensonhurst, Brooklyn.
Bensonhurst,
yeah, Bensonhurst. Why you keep trying to use the
flower?
So yeah, in Bensonhurst, Brooklyn, New York, I knew a couple of people that I went to high school with who were Italian, and they had family-owned businesses, and that's exactly what I actually ate was like after school if I wasn't ready, like quickly wanting to go home.
Yeah.
hang out with my buddy that I play basketball with, and they'd be like, mom be like, "Oh, you're so skinny. You need to eat more of this. Eat more of this. Take this home." And I'm like, I can't. I don't have enough room in my stomach.
Because they would feed you.
They would feed you.
I'll tell you that. I had a friend. Would go to their house. They always cooked a lot too.
Oh yeah, Italians will cook you like,
and it's a feast. Like if you ever seen like some of these shows that be on TV and they have these different like
like Sopranos,
just like the different
Sopranos.
servings. Different servings. Like you got this first serving, which is food and it's good. Then they have another one. Then they bring another one. Then they got even like dessert even after that too. And I'm just like, oh my god, bro! Like,
and
ain't eating for a week.
Yeah, and that was like me making friends with people in high school. That's what I did. Was let me. You could come over to my place. My mom has or my dad has this, and you be good. You be good. And it's like, okay. And then they feed you, and you like feel stuff, and you just have to go to the harbor and just try to get it all out. No, I'm joking.
Did you ever like venture out like to like as a kid? You ever venture out like past Brooklyn, like go uptown or go to Times Square or anything like that?
That would be the main portion of me and my cousins getting in trouble because we.
I want to know about y'all getting in trouble. I want to know about that.
We kind of got half in trouble.
There ain't no such thing as half.
Oh, there's half. Oh, trust me. We knew how to work it. Ma, if you see this video, I'm sorry, but you know I'm your son, and I am.
Don't do it.
Just like you. So I have family all over New York City.
Yeah.
So my grandfather, God rest his soul, he was from Harlem.
Okay.
He's good old Buster, old Goldie.
I want to go there too.
Yeah, I'll eventually take y'all there sometime.
I'm down.
And Chris, of course, he wants to go too. So
Chris Akoff?
Yeah. But my grandfather was in Harlem with a whole bunch of my cousins and stuff. I had an aunt who lives a couple of blocks away from Yankee Stadium, which is why I love the Yankees. Had family in Queens. Had an aunt that lives in Staten Island, but she doesn't live there anymore. She lives in Philly.
You went all over.
I went all over. Me and my cousins. Me, Rick, and Saeed. My two of my equal cousins.
What was his name? You, Rick, and who?
Rick and Saeed.
Dang, that's the second only person I've ever known with that name, Saeed.
Yeah.
Cool ass name.
Yeah. We would explore.
Take the trains.
We took the trains. We walked. We took our bikes. We went all over the place. Our parents would like look at wait for us to get home because nobody knows where we are.
Dang, they calling all the family members.
Oh yeah. Well, they don't call all the family members. And when we get there, of course, where were y'all? We went to see Papa. So we called Papa. That means he saw y'all. He's like, yeah. And of course, they look at me. It's like they know I would tell the 100% truth. It's like, oh, so if I call Papa, I was like, yeah, and they call, and he's like, yeah, they were over here, and they already ate, and then I sent them home an hour ago, and they'd be like, don't do it again, and we were like, me being honest, we're gonna do it again.
You smart ass.
I got it from my mom. I was like, I told the truth, but I was like, I didn't really wasn't smart.
Do it again.
Yeah, we're gonna do it again. It's like I'm your son. You know me.
I can see that.
And go to Bronx, see my aunt, watch a baseball game in the old Yankee Stadium, not the new Yankee Stadium. The old Yankee Stadium used to have an empty space to it, so you can actually look over the gate and watch the game while it's being played right then and there. And I would go see my Aunt Diane or my cousin Shanette and just hang out with them and then get home. Where were you? In Diane's house, Aunt Diane's house. It's like, I'm gonna call him and see if he was over there. Yeah, they were over here. They got some Chinese food and we sent them home. It's like, don't ever do it again. We're gonna do it again.
We're gonna do it again every time. Smart ass.
Yeah.
Was you the smart ass at everybody?
I wasn't the smart ass. I wasn't. No, that was my other cousin. That was my other cousin. She was smart.
Look, George, like he was a smart ass.
No, I'm not the smart ass. My cousin was the one. There's a couple of my cousins. I'm the non-Smith, as they call me.
say so.
Yeah, I mean,
Mm-hmm.
I just recently gotten like this in the past 10 years. Like recently, like really more outspoken now.
Really?
Yeah.
I always thought you were outspoken.
No, I was more of that's why they call me the non-Smith Smith, is because most of my family members are outspoken and loud and all this other stuff, which is a good thing, but they look at me and I'm the quiet one.
I'm the opposite now.
Yeah.
I used to be more outspoken and now I'm more reserved.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
But I was always the negotiator when it come to me, Rick, and Saeed hanging out.
Yeah, I can see that.
So also in New York, since you are, native to the place or whatever. When we can go and get to when was the age that you left New York to go to the military? Was it
97?
97 it was?
So by that time, I think, was it 96? Tupac was shot? Or Biggie was shot? One of the two.
I think they both died in the same year.
I think so. I'm not sure. Or was it Biggie? No, Tupac first. I think it was 97.
Pac died
and then,
first.
Yeah, and then Biggie the next year, I think, when he went to Cali. Because he kind of predicted that during the song, right?
Yep.
I'm going back to Cali.
September 13th, 96.
Yeah,
That's
something like that. Yeah, that's Pac. Yeah. And Biggie was 97? Or was it 98? One of the two.
It was one of those.
Yeah.
Biggie's death was March 9th, 97. And that time period is so close.
Yeah, so
think about the average.
When it came to that music time, which I'm going to reference people that there's two shows that really gave me flashbacks of New York during that time.
Okay. New York Undercover?
No, shut up.
I love New York Undercovers on Tubi. I love Tubi.
Yeah.
The
two shows was The Get Down.
Oh yeah, The Get Down was so dope, bro.
It gave me
the Get Down was so dope. Hold on, okay.
Yeah.
If we're getting into The Get Down, so you was around there when it was the Caesars and everything, and the different boroughs that was the DJs and all.
I was my uncles, my two youngest uncles, who was the two youngest of my grandmother's kids. One of them was the breakdancer.
One of them was a breakdancer?
Yeah. He had the whole Adidas Kango with the whole suit. Uncle Scooter.
Hip-hop is a culture, man.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
They would dance. They would break dance. They had two buddies, Rakim and Boo. That was their nicknames. No, not
their
not the
5%ers.
Shut up. No,
because you got to think about the names and
they was a part of the hood too, but they were the turntable guys with the whole vinyl records and all that stuff. Yeah, they were. I grew up in that breakdancing era, crossover into the hip hop era, crossover into the rap era, and then it became the gangster rap when the whole East Coast, West Coast beef happened. And we were like ground zero compared to California.
For where y'all lived at.
Yeah. Because during the time of hip hop, that's when you had all these groups. If you look up all these groups, Pac, of course, associated with Omar Epps for Juice.
Mm-hmm.
Juice was taped when I was in junior high school in my neighborhood.
Really?
Yeah. A lot of movies, a lot of shows were taped around New York City. So
yeah,
that's my top.
Probably especially like where the projects is and all that.
So
that's crazy.
Them two, and then we had Leaders of New School, and then Busta Rhymes splitting off of them. Yeah. All of these artists, Black Star with Talib and Mos Def during the time.
Mos Def had so many names. You had to think about
I know. I had to think about it. Jay-Z, Biggie, everybody that you saw in that hip hop era.
Yeah,
were going around different neighborhoods, putting themselves out there.
That's so cool.
And I remember Black Star coming out there because I bumped into them during a time at Pickens Avenue. And Pickens Avenue, if people don't know, Pickens Avenue is just one strip mall from Bedford-Stuyvesant and Brownsville area, and even East New York, where it's a mile of stores. one hot spot was, it used to be there, was a record store, which was next to the pizza restaurant on Pickens Avenue and Rockaway Avenue. And it's not there anymore. Trust me, I looked. But any hip hop artist, even KRS-One would go there. And they would go in, get some records so they can scratch, sample, do everything that they do, and get their next record out.
That's cool.
If you had a time machine, that's where you go. You go to that record store and you be straight.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'm getting into it. They're expensive though, man.
Yeah.
Like you remember CDs used to be just, you know, what, 14?
Yeah.
$10 on a good day, 14 at the most. You go look at a record, you know, go get a vinyl or something. It's they $45 now.
Yeah, trying to scam the system when Columbia House was out. And then you put a penny on and send it out there, and then you get your CD or 2 CDs, and then you don't pay them, and then they send you a notice. Yeah,
kids don't even know what
Columbia
tapes
House.
are.
They don't
know what
cassette
tapes are.
Yeah,
let alone CDs. Barely.
So who sold y'all bootlegs back in the day?
Everybody sold bootlegs back in the day.
Talk about it.
Oh, you want to hear about the bootlegs?
Yeah.
Oh, and so that is the second show that brought me flashbacks, was Evolution of Hip Hop.
Okay.
Which is
that's on Netflix too.
Yeah, that's on Netflix, and they skim on the whole bootleg system. The hell with you, Giuliani.
Man, dude, the bootleg. Remember we used to record tapes?
Yeah, you used to call it tapes, but fuck you, Giuliani.
Oh my god!
Because you are the reason why bootlegs went downhill.
I hate you.
I hate your guts. You macho man, Randy Sepp. I'm just joking right now, but yeah, bootlegs, everybody had some type of bootleg thing. You can go anywhere in New York City. The hottest spot was downtown Brooklyn for us because they had Fulton Street, which was a whole bunch of strip malls. You had a mall there, but there's a whole bunch of other strip malls. And you can go into, there was a place called Brooklyn Bazaar. And that's where I got, and I told you about this. Me and my cousins would go and get kung fu flicks, anime, video games, get video game mods for your systems.
What systems?
I told him about it on the way here. I still have my Sega Dreamcast.
Wow.
And that's
still
modded.
Work?
Yeah,
still
it still works. It's modded. It has a Japanese chip, so I can play straight Japanese games from
Where'd you get that from? Did you get that from when you were overseas?
No, I've got it here.
Oh.
When I was here, I bought the Dreamcast, and then I took it home to New York because I knew the Bazaar has like the mod chips, so I had to drop it off with them, pay them. It's like, oh, it's going to take a day for us to get it done, and then they called me, and it's like, okay, and I picked it up, and
I'm telling you, man.
When it comes to disc, a lot of like the underground disc is technically bootleg.
Yeah,
but that's where the whole bust of underground, they destroyed that ring because artists were getting paid straight for their underground disc compared to the actual records they spit out.
That makes sense.
But the guys were like, with the bootlegs, everybody had bootlegs, bootleg shirts, bootleg sneakers, bootleg jackets. If they were functional, people bought it.
Yeah.
So
the hustle.
You had to hustle in New York City. You still have to hustle to this very day.
Did y'all have a hustle person that'll pop up at the barbershops and?
Oh, there's always somebody there. Like,
who's your favorite?
I don't know.
Like,
I don't know.
That one dude that just had it.
There's always somebody that comes through from the neighborhood. I don't remember their name, but you knew who they were. You know who they looked like. And if you saw them on the streets, you'd be like, yo, you got that such and such? You'd be like, yeah, I got that. And it's like, I'm getting my hair cut on Saturday. Come bring it around. And he'll bring not only that, but more than what he has, just in case anybody in the barbershop. Or it depends on where you go. Or you can talk to somebody. It's like, yo, come to the projects to my apartment. And I'll get it to you.
I want to hear the Mike Tyson story that you got.
The Mike Tyson.
That's what I want to hear. The Mike Tyson. Because you told me he was from around there.
Yeah, he's from Brownsville.
Yeah,
he's from Catskills and Brownsville. So the fucking stupid motherfucking thing that ever happens is Mike Tyson. Family friend.
Okay.
He grew up with both my uncles, Derek and Scooter,
Okay.
Black and Scooter. And I had kind of half thought about that, like you can half truth it, like, okay, I believe you, but I don't kind of believe you. So when he first became champion,
Okay.
he came around the area.
Oh,
So he was like, this is for Brownsville. This is for, my people, all that stuff. So we saw him, but I never really paid attention or saw him hang out with my uncles. I probably think they did. Of course they did.
yeah.
But, to me, it's like, I was small, like
Yeah.
young. And I was like, okay, whatever. You're like, oh, that's Mike Tyson. I saw him on TV, and so he does this thing called Mike Tyson, The Undisputed Truth or something like that. And luckily I had Cox communication cable with a nice little digital recorder type, like Timu type thing.
Yeah.
Boom. I'm recording it. I'm like, okay, Mike Tyson, he's from my area. Let me watch it. So he talks about it. He goes through the collage to our Brooklyn sayings and all that stuff. And one picture pops up. It's him with both my uncles
Really?
chilling in Picken Avenue. And I'm like, you got to be fucking kidding me. So luckily I paused it, rewind it, took a picture of that shit, like the actual picture, send it to my uncles. I was like,
How old were they?
back then they was in their teens.
So that's before he got adopted by Customato.
Yeah, or along the same time. So yeah, it was like, took the picture. I'm like, I recognize my uncles like real quick because of my uncles.
He's like, hold up.
Yeah, I was like, so I saw it, took a picture, sent it to him. My uncle said, "Oh, he still has that picture." I'm like, I hate you.
That's so cool, though. That's definitely cool.
And was it last year? He actually went back to the neighborhood, but I missed him by a week.
Yeah.
Like I left, and then a week later, he was at the neighborhood. And I was like, "You motherfucker, you son of a bitch!"
You would have told him I'm so and so's nephew.
yeah, and he'd be like,
I know you. I know you. You was a little boy. Used to wear diapers. I used to hit him. I used to hit you in your chest, and you went.
I don't know. Yeah,
I used to hit you in your chest.
Man,
It's like I took your teeth out. The baby teeth that you was wiggly. And it's like, there you go.
that dude was cool.
yeah, he was cold. He was a beast. He was like a pit bull.
It was like a gentle giant, too.
yeah.
The one interview that will never be that I always wanted to see was him and DMX
Yeah.
talking to each other.
Yeah.
The best interview I've ever watched is Mike Tyson and LL Cool J.
The best interview you ever watched was Mike Tyson.
My favorite podcast episode was him and LL. He knew LL Cool J's granddaddy
Yeah.
boxing career because Customato taught him about legendary boxers he liked back in the day.
Yeah.
He knew more about LL Cool J's granddaddy than he did. That was hard. I was like, yep, that's just cool.
That's awesome. So, yeah, that was my Mike Tyson thing. I don't know if he remembers me or not, but oh well. It is what it is.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I would put that
But in New York,
That's
it's
the only picture I don't have on my wall is a Mike Tyson picture.
you got to get one.
I'll find
Yeah.
one.
I'm gonna hook you up to one of my buddies who makes canvases. He's got one for sale. It's a pretty dope one too.
How much does he sell them for?
I don't think he sells them for a whole bunch, but they're a good size. They're probably like two of those vinyls, like the height,
Yeah.
and then a little bit wider. But they're dope. I'll show you after all this.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, but
Put 'em on. Let's make them some money.
one thing
We're live.
one thing about New York is that you're going to run into somebody famous and not realize it.
Yeah.
And
I can see that.
yeah, what was it? I took somebody else to New York, and we was walking behind Dion Cole.
Oh, the comedian.
Yeah. And he was taping something, and the person was like, "Oh, that's that comedian." And I was like, "Go say hi." It's like, "I can't just say hi." It's like, "Go ahead. He won't mind. He's used to it." And trust me, you can bump into anybody, and either in the subway or walking around, you're going to see somebody that you're going to recognize.
I believe it.
Yeah.
I believe that's probably like that New York and LA.
Yeah.
If you're downtown LA or something,
Yeah.
that makes sense. What's the what do you miss? What do you miss so far about
Besides
New York? Besides
family and food,
yeah.
nothing really. It's like I grew out of it, and
Do you ever like? Because I know you go back and forth.
I
and
go every year.
I'm talking. I'm talking about like because we live in Oklahoma.
Yeah.
and I know like from the right when you fly into when you get to see the city
Yeah.
and everything out there, like it's a big like man, I'm home.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know?
It's that your point of origin. I miss that.
Yeah.
You get updates on music and other cultures.
It's
and
a different
stuff.
lifestyle. I'm just going. I'm going off of what Aaron has told me.
Yeah.
You know, that's one of my
Yeah.
closest friends, and what he has told me about New York. He said you just gotta go because once you go to New York and you see New York, you see the entertainment
Yeah.
district, you see all the stuff. It's just always so much to do, and there's always so much opportunity,
Yeah.
and it opens your mind to what you could possibly be.
Yeah.
You know, your full potential could possibly get awakened if you go to New York. You spend some time in New York.
Exactly.
One of my closest friends also, he lives in New York right
Yeah.
now. My buddy Ryan, he's a musician. He plays the saxophone.
And
He's
gets a
in New
lot of
York,
more
man.
opportunities
Yeah.
doing that. Yeah. Because, New York is it's
fast. They don't like
it's
that.
fast paced.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like your mind probably.
If something happens, you keep going. That's like
Oh, for real?
yeah, you mind your
like-
business. You mind your business. Yeah. Yeah. You keep
That
going.
lady had that cup and was like, I just kept it moving.
Yeah. You just
She been there
keep going.
before.
That's all you have to do. Keep going. Just don't look. Don't look. Everything can happen. Everybody's used to it.
That's nuts.
So, like, if you saw like a car accident, you see a car behind it, like still honking their horn. It's like the two cars hit each other. You're holding up traffic, and you're like, you just see what happened. Yeah,
Okay.
but
That's crazy.
yeah, it's funny, but crazy at the same time.
Yes.
But what I really missed out of it is there's always something to do, always, and if you go to New York and you say that you was bored, then you stayed indoors and did nothing.
I didn't do anything.
Yeah,
That's what they say, man.
yeah,
I want to go. I definitely want to go. It's like
and
one of my places.
and a
I wanna
lot
go.
of history, a lot of history.
I believe you on that too.
Like with George over here, one of his favorite movies is The Warriors.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Was that shot in New York? That was shot in New York.
That's Coney Island right there, CI,
Coney Island.
in Brooklyn, New York. Last stop.
I remember the PS2 game. That's my top.
You go back to the video games. I
Yeah.
rememure that on video game too.
And they sell merchandise there too
I would
for
just
Warriors.
Let that game ride and then let the pinwheel go. Wheel,
Yeah. That's the Wonder
I
Wheel.
just vibing that shit like. That's just hard, man.
Yeah, Coney Island.
I wanted to be a riff.
Coney Island is one of the most historic theme parks, especially in New York. You have Nathan's, where they do the hot dog eating contest there, which you see every year.
Didn't they shut down Coney Island like the Ferris wheel or whatever at one point in time?
It depends.
'Cause I think
there was an accident or not.
I'm trying to make sure if it's no. It was a ferry. There was a famous ferry that used to.
It was probably the cyclone because
There was a ferry that they said that was popular, but they shut it down. And then Pete Davidson bought it. He purchased it.
good question. I don't know.
Some type of boat ferry thing that they had.
probably, but
Fairy.
yeah.
I don't know about that.
Okay,
Yeah,
never
but-
mind.
Yeah, that's I really know. But yeah, the cyclone on the other hand is kind of iffy because first and foremost, it's a good ride, but you're gonna need a tetanus shot before that. How old it is? It's just old. But I don't know how people still get on that. But then you got the Wonder Wheel, which is the infamous like Warriors.
That's
symbol.
the one in Coney Island.
Yeah. And then other rides and stuff, but they do the hot dog eating contest during that time too. So if you watch that on TV, that's right there in Coney Island. But it's very historic. We used to go there just to chill.
What about we never did get into like the military thing. What made you go to the military from?
I wanted to do
From there.
something different. That's all I wanted to do.
What were you doing before you got in the military?
Before it was high school. So
So you went to the military right out of high school.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I worked because my class date wasn't until December that year, so I still worked after graduating high school. And once I left,
I joined in the December of my graduation year also.
Yeah.
Continue. I didn't know
yeah,
that.
yes, yeah,
I know
December
you was in the
7th.
military too, George. My fault.
Yeah, I retired in November.
Yeah,
This past November.
Yeah.
Dang, you getting a check from the military now?
he's young. He's very young. So,
Broke, everyone. I have no money.
So, high school, which I'll hit on that first before I talk about the military.
Okay.
My transition into the military. When you get into your junior high school, middle school year,
ROTC.
no,
No.
besides that, when you get into your junior high school, middle school year, that final year, you get this nice little book, which is a admissions book, and you get to choose your high school. You don't go to zone.
Wow.
This was interesting.
Hold on.
Yeah,
Hold on.
this is interesting.
Once you get out, this sounds like some Japan shit. To be honest with you,
I didn't think
because
black
I didn't think
people
we did that. We didn't think we did that here. But
Yeah,
so
I don't-
when you graduate junior high,
Yeah.
you get a book. And you get to choose the high school you want to go
Exactly.
to. So is it just a high school that's in the area, or is it?
I'll hit on it.
Yeah, let's
You
go.
ready for
No,
it?
this-
You ready for it?
Interesting. I had no idea.
So, when you get into junior high school, that final year, which is 8th grade, like around testing time or before testing time, you're citywide, which y'all have y'all state testing.
Yeah.
We call it citywide because it's generally the city. Around that time, you get this admission book, and it's a thick book, and it has every single school, high school in the city, categorized by each borough. Each school has its electives, special electives. So the school I went to, which was in Bensonhurst, Brooklyn, shut up. It was in Bensonhurst, Brooklyn, had the specialty called sports medicine, which is medical. That was something I wanted to do before I joined the military, was something in medicine. So in order for you to get into this school, you have to have the grades, and they will accept your admission. There was only 2 schools that you had to test for. You have to have the high grades and then test in to get admission, which was Brooklyn Tech and Stuyvesant, which is the 2 special schools. Like it's like a prep.
Yeah.
So you can go, regardless of where you live, you can go to any borough, to any school, whatever elective, or you can go liberal arts.
That's
whatever.
interesting.
So once
don't
you
do
get
that shit
accepted, you get accepted before you graduate. What school is accepting you?
What I was saying, because
Yeah.
when I had David on here before, and he's a teacher in Japan, he was telling us that
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
they take it serious. The kids,
Yeah.
if they mess up on the grade or anything, they take it serious out there. But in order for them to go to high school, they have to take a test to go to high school, and they have to pass it
That's
to
what-
go. And then that's why it sounds so similar to
Yeah.
that. And out there, I believe, I'm not 100% sure that they get to choose which one they want to go in that
Yeah.
city or whatever, but they literally have to pass the test
Yeah.
to go to high school. Not like you just automatically graduate out here in Oklahoma
Yeah.
from your middle school and you go to high school. No, you got to test out and pass it.
I believe in New York, City, you have to pass a citywide test. I think at 2nd grade, maybe 1st grade.
Really?
And you start taking citywides. From reading comprehension, is catered to each grade anyway. So, but you have to pass it, otherwise you get left back.
Wow.
Second grade.
Yeah, from there, like 2nd grade, 3rd grade, if you don't pass it, like it's like a progression test, and then of course high school, you take your SATs and all that stuff, but in middle school you have to take the citywide and also have the grades and choose admissions. So admissions is generally you can go anywhere or you can go zone, which is whatever's closest high school to where you live. So that's what they could say, zone or go somewhere else. It took me about an hour to get from where I live to school, my school.
Wow.
Take the subway.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
3 to 4 line all the way up to Atlantic
So
Avenue.
how do they do about being late to school or stuff? Did they have like targets and stuff?
Yeah, it docks you on your
Makes
grades, but it's generally you go there and you try to get there to homeroom and
Kids are so sheltered now.
You got any old pics?
Yeah, I got some old.
I'm gonna need you to send me them so I can put them in it.
I got one on my Facebook right now.
So you can see an old pic of you in New York.
Like this, except
yeah.
Is it like this?
Like
I
Shia LaBeouf of
I really haven't like aged. So
just gray and balding and
gray and balding.
Yeah.
Oh, what's going on with this kid?
It's got a pure soul though. It's amazing. So this school, what was your favorite class in high school?
What was my favorite class?
Every class you ever had. Super school, because we'll call it that.
So
compared to the shit I went to.
My favorite school, of course, was art.
All
right. Because I was art, I drew. Science.
Okay.
And U.S. history. Which is U.S. government.
You're still into that?
Yeah.
So everything you were into as a kid, you're still into as an adult. That's cool.
Yeah. I did have maybe 2 classes of music.
What instrument did you play?
Well, the instrument I used to play was a trombone.
Damn. That's kind of cool.
And my mom still has my trombone. Eventually I'll reclaim it. But trombone. And I did do choir or chorus, whatever you want to call it.
That boy can't sing.
I can't sing at all.
What was it? What was it?
Oh, no, I can't.
What was that? Was it Eddie Murphy movie?
Coming to America?
Coming to America, yeah. That boy can sing. That boy
Sexual chocolate. Sexual chocolate.
That boy can sing.
That's one of the best vocals in a movie ever. He killed that role playing that.
He played multiple people in that movie.
He did. Him and Arsenio.
Yeah, Arsenio Hall.
So, high school.
Son, the greatest love of all. With that voice. And he played it, but he hit every note while playing this shit. New York got some cold people. Yeah. That's New York right there. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
That was another movie that was filmed near my school in high school. Was The Cowboy Way. That subway scene where he lassos the guy on the subway platform, you probably have to rewatch that. But that was
Cowboy Way. Was that the one with Woody Harrelson?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. That was 2 stops away from my school, and what's it? I think I forgot what stop it was, but it was on a BM line, BNM line, not Black Lives Matter.
This off topic. Did you ever go to that famous New York restaurant that's in all the movies? You know what I'm talking about? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean, but
you never went there. Where is that at? You know where that's at?
I want to say in Manhattan.
Okay.
Which movie?
It's in all the movies. Even was in Men in Black. It's like in any movie that's made in New York.
Diner,
it's like
diner type. I never went there, and they did it in Spider-Man. The Tobey Maguire Spider-Man.
Yep. It's like in every movie that's if you're in New York, they tend
to Mary J. Watson. You don't like her, but
that's for another episode.
Yeah, that's for another episode. The straight villain, Mary J. Watson,
the #1 Marvel villain.
Yeah,
is Mary J.
Yeah,
she's fucking trash.
Yeah, she's trash.
We gotta talk about.
Yeah, we got to talk about that in another episode.
Man, yeah,
in the comic book episode.
Yeah, we definitely do. That's funny.
I'm shutting up.
He told me about that, and I started thinking about it. I was like, you are right about that whole thing.
Hold on, are we? We'll talk about it.
Yeah, we'll talk about it.
That's funny.
Yeah,
dude, but
between that and the Seinfeld kitchen soup Nazi.
Yeah,
I never been to that either. I want to go to that one because that's still active, but I haven't been there either. So
you had a pretty interesting childhood to now, man. I'm curious because I wanted Aaron here too to tell a little bit about his experience out there.
And I guarantee we both will experience the same thing because I know he's a different generation from me. But trust me, he'd be like, "Oh,
he's on that music side though, man. He's he's really into the the videography stuff and doing videos, and I mean he's big, man. I think he's big time. He's gonna be very modest and
Yeah, that's a genuinely good person right there. Is one. Modest. It's like I just.
But I think his work is dope, man. Yeah. I think he does really good work.
Yeah, as long as he doesn't let it get to his head.
I don't think so, man. He's very well leveled, man, and he's always trying to give me game.
Yeah,
and I'm always kind of brushing it off sometimes, but I know he means well, and I'm gonna take his advice eventually it's just like,
You just
let me get there.
What kind of advice?
I mean, everybody has that friend who's got their own opinions and stuff, and his opinions are right a lot of the times. It's just me being stubborn.
Yeah.
And I'm just gonna be stubborn. I'm just gonna be stubborn about it because I wouldn't say I'm a stubborn person, but I'm the type of person that I do things a certain way, and it's gonna be hard for you to change it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to do it my way.
You're a creature of habit and don't want to change it because it works for you.
Not even that. It's just like,
I guess like give me an example.
I would say I have like a vision of what I want to do, and I appreciate anybody who's giving me advice or giving me any game or anything. I take it in.
Yeah.
I don't ignore you.
Yeah.
You know, but like let me
that's
not even about the podcast, but just in general. Just let me work, let me kind of figure it out myself, see if I can find my own way. Versus going off of just what everybody else is doing or what everybody else is saying. You know?
Now you just sound like me when it came to the high school thing.
But he does give me great feedback, and I appreciate it. Good feedback, bad feedback. He gives me all that, and you need a friend like that.
Yeah.
And I definitely appreciate him for that.
Yeah.
That's mine.
So-
That's yours.
Whatever.
How did I learn how to be a dad? That man.
Wow.
So
Yep.
let's see. High school. Yeah, high school. It was fun. It was.
What made you come to Oklahoma?
I came right after. I got stationed here.
Oh, okay,
in '98.
That's right.
Yeah.
He went on 2 deployments to stay. I said, yeah, he's stuck.
Yeah. I'm stuck.
When did y'all meet? When did you and George meet?
When did I first meet him? First time I saw him, he was just joking and shit.
You wanted to fight him?
No.
Did you want to fight him?
Usually somebody might fight me, but
I was working night shift and I just saw him. He was just joking and shit. I said, he looks like Chris Tucker.
yeah. Oh,
And
fuck
then-
you too. I get that a lot.
and that was it. And then we ended up being on the same flight and we just clicked.
No.
Oh, y'all met on a flight?
Yeah. Well, not flying. No.
So in the military,
It's like a group of.
specific. Like
Oh, so y'all met when y'all was in the military at the
Yeah.
same time?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That makes
Yeah.
sense.
I was brand new and I saw him and I go to his house on base and he whooped my ass in Marvel vs. Capcom all the time. And then he quit playing one day. One day he's like, "Nah, I don't play no more."
Yeah, I don't play it
I
anymore.
said, "What you mean you don't play?"
He was trying to get his get back, and you
No,
retired.
I retired because of my cousin.
cold turkey. He quit
I went
Mortal
cold
Kombat,
turkey. I went cold.
Tekken, he quit
So-
everything. I'm like, I bought this shit.
I hope my cousin. I'm gonna have to show my
Remember
cousin.
back in the day, you just play a video game like you sitting and chilling and drinking. With
Like he into it now.
Like, you ain't playing no more.
See. I hope I'm gonna show this episode to my
New
cousin
York grows
and my cousin Richard, and I'm gonna look dead in the camera right now. My cousin Richard. Fuck you.
Whoa.
The reason why I say fuck you,
hostility.
and he knows the hostility. We played Marvel vs. Capcom, Part 2,
he's
right?
the reason why you quit.
So
okay.
and it was both on Xbox.
You quit because he whooped your ass.
He whooped my. He didn't only whoop my ass. I only got 2 jabs in.
I got
2
my ass
jabs.
all the time. And he quit.
He was juggling me in the air, and then he was like, "Good game." And my daughter's right next to me. I'm like, "I'm done."
He did it
Right in front of my daughter.
Not in front of my kid.
Yeah.
like
Have mercy.
Like Iman Shumpert in that Kobe Bryant story was like, good game, young man.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I felt 3/4 of this thing. And hearing the song, I'm gonna take you for a ride, and he took me for a ride. I mean, I was done.
Pause.
Pause. Extreme pause. Extreme no homo.
You know what's so funny? Marvel vs. Capcom 2, the dopest version was on PS3 because you
We're so
could.
off topic. Way off. Go ahead.
All right.
But it's okay.
It's okay. This is great.
Go ahead.
Uh,
Now he feel guilty.
you could burn albums. You could bump your music and play Marvel vs. Capcom.
Yeah.
And the music
That was on the Xbox though at that time,
I
right?
had it on PS3.
Oh, I remember we used to be able to play music. You know, like when we play the game,
Yeah.
but they cut that out.
Yeah, man.
That was so
Come
dumb.
on, man.
I remember
That
that.
shit
On
be
360, I used to do that all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, I'm back on topic.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
So
No, we're good.
yeah, we're good. So high school, one of the most, what could I say? It gave me so much knowledge because of the distinct sheer amount of people I met
Yeah.
from different ethnicities, backgrounds, religious, all that stuff. I met people from Iran, Italy, Sicily, Mexico, Puerto Rico, Dominican Republic.
Would you say that New York is like a place where you see all races?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even though racism still occurs.
Yeah, I bet.
But I met some of the greatest people over there that I was so, as my mom will always say, I was so curious and inquisitive of people. And she, wanted me to be that way. Yeah. And when I met people, some people took it off like, oh, you're making fun of me, or why are you asking so many questions?
Yeah.
Until they realize, oh, he's trying to learn who I am.
Yeah.
Like, Asians and the whole populace. Okay, what are you? I'm Chinese. Okay, what do you do? What's going on? I'm asking questions.
Yeah.
And one of my best friends who was Chinese was like, what the fuck are you talking about me? Or what? And then they realized, oh no, this is what we do, and this is how And I'm like asking questions. What do you eat? What do you do for like fun and all this other stuff? And then found common ground. Oh, you play video games? I play video games. Oh, you read comic books? I read comic books. And then meet another person. Oh, are you Chinese? It's like, no, I'm Korean. I was like, wait, what? What is that? And I'm like so inquisitive.
Yeah.
This
is back when you was in high school?
Yeah. And I'm like questioning everybody.
He's still like that when you was at Best Buy with him? Like,
nah, he was catching people who was stealing and shit.
I was catching.
Oh, that's it.
I was catching people stealing.
So me getting to know him, he always got to know somebody somewhere all the time.
I mean, we had our group, it was me, really it was me, Ty, and Chris. We were really tight.
Yeah.
That was our like, when we see each other, we had too much fun, so they would make us split up and shit.
They have. That
makes sense.
And they had to run away from me because, there's this thing this move that I always do to Josh and them.
What are you talking about?
It's called RKO. They would run, and I would catch them off guard. You remember that, don't you?
That shit like all the time. Like we'd be like walking into work, and I'd be walking in right there, and he'd be like, "What up, Josh?" I'd be like, "What up, Tayshawn?"
It's like
he'd be like, all of a sudden, just bam, just RKO out of nowhere. That shit was funny.
I think I tried to do it on Bo or Johnny.
They probably didn't know what the fuck that was.
I know they probably didn't. But I would try to get. I was just in high school. I was just trying to get to know everybody.
Yeah,
I was so inquisitive. I wanted to know their backgrounds, and I made so many friends. Probably had some enemies. I don't care. But sophomore year in high school is when I decided I was going to join the military because we got blessed for the seniors during the time. They would be like, "Oh, you young guys, you need to go to career day and plan out your, all this other stuff." And then everybody started saying, "Oh, I'm going to college. I'm going to college. I'm going to get a job here." And then very little people was doing military, talking about it. And I have a military background. Uncle, my mom, dad, all of them were military. I decided, right then and there, I'm joining the military. I just don't know what branch yet. So went to the recruiters and talked to them, talked to my uncle. He was like, "You're not good enough to be a Marine." I was like, "What? That's mean?" It's like, "No, you're too smart." And I was like, oh, never mind. He's like, "If they told you to go and take up this hill, you'll find a way to blow up the hill, not take it." And
there's a difference.
I was like, I would say, "Why are we going up there? Just let the bad guys take it and just blow it up." That's me thinking. So
and
a
specific person, you are correct. And it's a hood thing. I don't know what it is about how they recruit. Continue.
Yeah.
Yes.
So when it came to the Navy, I was like, "Oh, I like their aircrafts and stuff, but I don't know how to swim." So Navy done. That's gone. That wasn't an option. So Army, I was like, okay, let me look at the Army. They got tanks and all this other stuff. They do have a helicopter there, a couple of helicopters, but I'm not a mechanic because that's what my uncle used to do.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm good. So it came down to, of course, Air Force and then Coast Guards. Not too many people think Coast Guard, but looked at Air Force. It's like, I'm familiar with that. My mom, dad met each other on a flight line on a Air Force Base in Langley Air Force Base. So why not? And of course, my mom tried to talk me out of it, but she knows how her kids are, stubborn, strong-willed, and she was like, okay, whatever.
I love y'all relationship.
Yeah.
I can listen to him talk about his mama all day.
Oh yeah, she's my rock. She is always my rock.
She taught him how to cook well.
Oh no, she forced me to cook at the age of 7 when she said, either you learn how to cook, or you starve. Because that's when she was pregnant with my brother. And
or you starve.
Yeah, that's what she said. And she did, like in hindsight, she will never let you starve, but it was like the start of me cooking is at the age of 7. And
man,
that's New York life right there. That's New York. I think my cousin, Teddy.
If you want world peace, have his greens. And just, world peace, have his greens. Man, best greens I ever had. And I got aunties.
Yeah.
And I had a grandma.
Whatever. I don't cook that well.
Man.
So, but
that's funny. How'd you guys like it? You guys have fun?
Yeah, we had fun.
This is the Edgyverse podcast.
Yeah.
And we out.
We out. Brooklyn! Throw that in there.
We still going.
I know.
Give me a comment, I'm about to blow up. I'm smoking this gas, man, this shit got me stuck. And I pop me a beat and I'm about to blow it up. Can't trust a hoe, man, you bitch, you be tweaking. I gotta stop, man, these hoes got me geeking. Call her Victoria, she got some secrets. Don't want your heart, little bitch, you can keep it. It's dirty day. From the 918. Let's go. Give me a comment, I'm about to blow up. I'm smoking this gas, man, this shit got me stuck. And I pop me a beat and I'm about to blow it up. Can't trust a hoe, man, you bitches be tweaking. I gotta stop, man, these hoes got me geeking. Call her Victoria, she got some secrets. Don't want your heart, little bitch, you can keep it. I kill the comments and stay out the drama. I cannot stop cause there's money to make. Swear I'm the realest, these people so fake. How do they do it? I cannot relate. I'm pouring up, I got smoke on the way. Off of the mess, say this shit to the face. Run up on me and I'm spraying the K. I got no heart, I got nothing to say. Don't worry about me, I'm just having a day. Got me some money, my pain go away. Got me a chain and I'm shining today. I'm done with these hoes, I got one on the way. I've been through too much shit, I hurt on my face. Ask how I'm doing, I tell you I'm great. I changed a lot, so I gotta give thanks. Used to cook ramen, now want me to stay. I could've died right on that mistake. God was on time, no he never was late. I'm still alive, so I guess it's my fate. Moved out the country, I moved out the state. I still got problems, I'm fighting my demons. Can't fuck with love, cause that shit had me tweet.